What is up, everybody? My name is Nick, joined once again by my co-host, Matt. Nick Betts is back one more time to talk about some AFC. Hello, Matt. Yes.
Let's make some money.
I can't believe you bought that. We're here to talk about the AFC matchup between the Dolphins and the Bills. The line is currently 13.5, plus 13.5 for the Dolphins, obviously, and the over-under's at 43.5. McBeth, let's get right into it because it's the ugliest game on the slate as far as the number is concerned. But what are your thoughts on the game?
I think it's a shame that Tua can't go here because division matchups in the playoffs always seem to be great. Close games kind of sucks. But I think the number is a little bit of an overreaction. People are going to be on the Bills already, and I think they tried to just pump it up a little bit. Teddy Bridgewater is not Tua, but Tua wasn't really Tua at the end there either. And Teddy, I mean, he's a good quarterback, serviceable, doesn't turn the ball over much. So I think the Bills win, obviously, but Miami might cover. 2 touchdowns is a lot in a playoff game. And at the end of the day, if Teddy can just get the ball to his playmakers, it's really kind of takes the pressure off of him a little bit. Probably a lot of screens to Hill. I mean, Waddle can go get a ball or maybe get a pass interference. Or anything can happen. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction. 2 touchdowns in the playoff game with Miami's offense. Buffalo, I think, will win. But Miami might cover.
Yeah. It leaves it open for a backdoor situation at the very least with 13.5. I mean,
yeah,
I feel like that's backdoor all day. And especially it's a shame because of the wonderful game they had earlier this year in that, shootout 32-29 in that snowy game that everybody thought was going to be an under, but yeah, it is a shame. But Matt, I cut you off. Go ahead. I know you're excited.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying like 13.5 is a lot. I mean, look at Teddy Bridgewater. I'm honestly a big Teddy Bridgewater fan. I think he's the best. He might be the best backup quarterback in the league. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not going to win you games, but he's not going to lose you games. That's like the way he is. He's just in my opinion, he's a good system guy. Not really that the Dolphins are the best system team out there, but he can play the game. He's a veteran. He's 30 years old. He's been in the league for a bit. He's been on plenty of teams. He's been around good teams. And the 3 games he played this year, where he actually played instead of just 2 rush attempts or whatever, they lost 27-15, so that's 12 points to Cincinnati in Cincinnati. They lost 24-16 against Minnesota, and they lost 23-21 to the Patriots. 2 playoff teams, 1 fringe playoff team. Didn't lose by more than 14 points either time. Obviously, they didn't play a team that's as good as the Bills, but he's proven he could be in games. And you could argue that every game he plays as a starter, they get more in sync, they get more in rhythm, they get more used to Teddy Bridgewater. So you never know. I would never take a minus 13 in the playoffs ever. So I have to agree. I think the Dolphins cover. Am I going to bet it yet? I don't know. Maybe I could see if this thing goes to 14. But if you're ever doing a teaser of some sort in the playoffs, getting the Dolphins that plus 20 may be a good way.
Do I think the Dolphins cover? Maybe, but I'm not betting it. I'm kind of just staying away, but the number does seem a bit high to me. You don't know how teams react. Maybe Buffalo jumps out in the fourth quarter. Miami just sells, and they wind up kind of with a backdoor cover the other way, where they just let Buffalo go down the field and score, and they wind up winning by 26, 27 points. But if you're talking like a teaser kind of deal, Matty, that's probably not bad. You tease them up, maybe you bring down a Sunday game or something, and kind of get yourself a 2-day teaser action.
Yeah, you could probably get the Dolphins plus 20, and if you're like the Giants plus 10. I think that's I'm a fan of teasing the points, especially in the playoffs. I think it's in the playoffs too. If the Bills get an early lead, I don't think they try to make a statement or whatever. Like the Bills already made a statement the last 2 years. They don't need to prove themselves.
Did we just make an official
teaser
YouTube?
I think you guys did. You guys
might have.
But you guys did.
But either way, I just if anything, you see it's going to be a closer game. I think the NFL tries to keep this close. Say what you want about flags or whatever. The flags can control any game. I think they keep this close. I mean, it doesn't even need to be close. They can lose by 17. You have so much like leeway with 20 points. And I think, it's a low total already as it is. The total is 43.5. And you're getting a team to get 20 points.
Within that.
Easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's a boring game, unfortunately, but we have to talk about it.
It could have been so good.
Yeah.
Like, it really sucks. I mean, you hope the kid's all right, and I hope he plays again. But it just like, as the viewer, it just like such a
letdown. It's a letdown because, and you almost don't want to bet any props because it's like, what do you even expect? The only thing I could say is maybe to bet a Tyreek Hill or Waddle yards, because if you do expect the Dolphins to be losing the entire game, they're going to throw the ball, and those guys can always get theirs.
Or even catches for Hill if they're just going to have screen, or those like those jet sweep push passes that they used to run for him in Kansas City. He might wind up with 11 catches, and only 2 of them going past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Tyreek is going to demand stuff. He left KC based off target share. It's like you got a backup quarterback in. Tyreek's going to say, "Hey, our best way to win is through me," which he's probably not wrong. So he's going to demand the ball.
They're going to create the game plan for Bridgewater. They're not going to go in as if Tua is the quarterback. So they're going to be maybe a little more conservative with the throws, shorter throws, just get the ball into Tyreek's hands, almost like a punt return situation.
He did have that hand injury.
See how many yards he can get.
Yeah, he was fighting that hand injury, and that's why he didn't play last week because apparently he was having trouble gripping the ball. He was the designated backup at the time. So that's something to definitely keep an eye out for. The real thing I want to talk about real quick, because this game kind of doesn't matter, but Mike McDaniels was getting a lot of heat, especially towards the end of the year. A lot of rumors going around as to whether he'd even be a head coach anymore, especially if they didn't make it in the playoffs. Do you guys have any opinion on that as far as – I thought he did an okay job, but at the same time, he did the same record, and you made, Bradley Chubb trade, Tyreek Hill trade. Go ahead.
The Tua situation. You have your guy that you believed in be on concussion protocol all year. To me, you can't evaluate anybody off that. You just can't. I think it's like he didn't do a good job, he didn't do a bad job. It's a wash, and you got to figure out what he does with going forward, because you went all in on Tua, and even the games he played, some of them he clearly wasn't healthy. Like, he clearly wasn't there. And he still made the playoffs in a tough conference. His division itself was one of the toughest ones in the league. The Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bills all got better than last year as well. So it's not like he had the same competition as last year. I don't think he's a perfect coach, but I think he's a fresh face. I think the team likes him, and I think you keep him around. I think it's unfair to judge this season.
Yeah, I think the Packers game was really unfair for him as well when he got hit and he played the whole second half, and you saw the stats from the first half and the second half. Then you saw the hit and you're like, okay, this all makes sense. This all makes sense. But you guys enjoy teasing that. Hopefully no 47-7. I feel like that because it's on the table. It's on the table. But it should be a good game. At least it's better than no game. So, enjoy it.
Is it though?
It might not be. We'll see. We'll find out. But guys, let us know what your predictions are in the comments below. Like and subscribe as always, and we'll see you next time.